Hello dear students, this is your psychology audio lecture class. How are you? I hope everything is going well with you. In our previous audio lecture class, we have discussed about personality, and today we will start the new chapter which is about psychological disorder and treatment techniques. First, we will see the nature of psychological disorder, and the other topic which is related with psychological disorder is the types of the disorder. So we will see the different types of mental illness. Let's start from what psychological disorder means. Psychological disorder is also sometimes called as mental disorder, or it is refers to as the mental illness. So what is psychological disorder or mental illness? Mental illness refers to a wide range of mental health conditions, disorders that affect our moods, thinking, and behavior. Examples of mental illness are depression, anxiety disorders, schizophrenia, eating disorders, and addictive behaviors are some of the examples of psychological disorder. Psychological disorder can be categorized into three: abnormal behavior, maladaptiveness, and personal distress. So these are the manifestation or the way in which mental illness are manifested through three different categories. One of the manifestation of mental illness is abnormal behavior, the other is maladaptiveness, and the third one is personal disorder. So personal distress. So these are the three manifestation of psychological disorder or mental illness. Let's see the first manifestation. Abnormal behavior is a behavior that deviates from what is expected and normal. Abnormality refers to a person deviation from the society norms. The deviation abnormality behavior is not the mental illness by itself, but it is a manifestation. መገለጫው ነው እንጂ ይህ abnormality በራሱ ሜንታል ኢልነስ ነው ብለን ልናስብ አንችልም። ግን ምንድነው አብኖርማሊቲን እንዴት ነው ሜዠር የምናደርገው ብለን ስንመለከት አብኖርማሊቲ የምንለው when the person deviate from the normal standards ማለት ለምሳሌ በማህበረሰብ ውስጥ ልብስ ለብሶ መሄድ ኖርማል ሆኖ እያለ አንድ ሰው ልብሱን አውልቆ ቢሄድ ያ ፐርሰን ወይም ያ ግለሰብ ከማህበረሰቡ ኤክስፔክቴሽን ምን አድርጓል ማለት ነው ዲቪየት አድርጓል ማለት ነው። ዲቪየት አድርጓል ያ ማለት ተገንጥሏል ማለት ነው። ከማህበረሰቡ ተለይቷል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ በማህበረሰቡ ውስጥ ያልተጠበቀን አይነት ወይንም ደግሞ ያልተለመደን አይነት ባህሪ ማሳየት that is a manifestation of abnormality ነው ማለት ነው። So it is when the person violates the norm, standards, rules and regulation of the society, this person is most likely to have psychological problem ነው ማለት ነው። some kinds of psychological problem ሊጀምረው ነው ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ በእኛም ማህበረሰብ ውስጥ ምንድነው የሚባለው አንድ ሰው መጀመሪያ ልብሱን ሲያወልቅ ሊነሳበት ነው ሊጀምረው ነው ይሄን ወደሚል ያልተለመደ ነገር በመሆኑ ብቻ ያንን ምልክት እንደ አብኖርማሊቲ አድርጎ የመውሰድ ቴንደንሲ ይኖራል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ማኒፌስቴሽን አንዱ መገለጫው ነው ማለት ነው። የሜንታል ኢልነስ አንዱ መገለጫ ኖርማል ቢሄቪየር ዲቪዬሽን from the normal standard. The other is maladaptiveness. No, it is a series of behavior that react and behave inappropriately to internal and external stimuli. It is not merely bad behavior, but it is a behavior that does not help or actively hinder you from growing and changing. ይሄ እንቅፋት የሚሆን ማለት በአንድ ሲቹዌሽን ውስጥ በአንድ ግሩፕ ውስጥ ባልተገባ መልኩ አክት ማድረግ ቴንደንሲ ያልተገባ ባህሪ ማሳየት ነው ማላዳፕቲቭነስ። ለምሳሌ በአንድ እግር ኳስ ውስጥ አመፀኛ በእግር ኳስ ቲም ውስጥ አመፀኛ የሆኑ ልጆች አሉ ማለት ነው። ያ አመፅ እያደገ አለመፈለግን ያመጣል ማለት ነው። ያ አለመፈለግ ደግሞ እያደገ በልጁ ላይ ወይንም በዛ በግለሰቡ ላይ የሚያሰብ ወይም የሚያመጣው አንድ የሆነ አእምሮአዊ ተጽዕኖ ይኖራል ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ማላዳፕቲቭነስ አንዱ መገለጫው ነው። በግሩፕ ውስጥ ኢንተርናሊን ኤክስተርናሊን ያልተገባ ኢንአፕሮፕሪየት የሆነ ባህሪን የማሳየት ወይንም ባልተገባ መንገድ ቢሄቭ የማድረግ ሁኔታ ነው maladaptiveness. So maladaptiveness, as I have said, it is not the mental illness by itself, it is the manifestation of some kinds of abnormality or some kinds of mental illness. The other manifestation of mental illness or psychological disorder is personal distress, feeling distress by one's own behavior. በራሳችን ሁኔታ በራሳችን ባህሪ አለመርካት ባገኘነው በሆነልን ነገር አለመደሰት that is personal distress. It is related with our subjective feelings of anxiety, stress, tension, and other unpleasant emotion. These negative emotional states arise either by the problem itself or by events happening that on us. Hence, behavior that is abnormal, maladaptive, or personally distressing might indicate that a person has psychological disorder. What are the causes of psychological disorder? When we come to the cause, there are different causes. Basically, we can categorize the cause into two. One of the cause of psychological disorder or mental illness is the biological, the other one is psychological. When we come to the first type of, or the first causes of psychological disorder is biological. Biological perspective emphasizes that how the function of the mind and the structure of the mind or neurotransmitters contribute to abnormality or maladaptive behavior. Mental illness cause የሚያደርገው አንደኛው ምንድነው? The function of the mind or the structure of the mind, which is the neurotransmitters, the function. የኒውሮትራንስሚተሮች function biological illness I mean psychological disorder ወይም mental illness cause ሊያደርግ ይችላል ማለት ነው. So according to biological perspective, the function of the brain, chemicals called neurotransmitters linked to or can be the possible causes of abnormality. For example, overabundance of certain dopamine receptors can be considered as a symptom to schizophrenia. The other cause of the other possible cause, actually there is now a clear causes of psychological disorder or mental illness, but these are the assumption. One of the assumption or one of the possible causes of psychological disorder or mental illness is psychological perspective. So psychological point of behavior, different theories propose different causes to psychological disorder. The first one is Freud. For instance, Freud believes that the structure of the mind, which is id, ego, and superego, are considered as possible causes of behavior. አንደኛው ሌላኛውን ዶሚኔት ማድረጉ ለምሳሌ በሲግመንድ ፍሮይድ እይታ የኢድ የኢጎና የሱፐር ኢጎስ ሌቭላችን አብኖርማሊቲን ኮዝ ሊያደርግ ይችላል ብሎ ያስባል ማለት ነው። ሌላው ያ ማለት ማለት ነው according to Sigmund Freud, abnormal behavior is caused by the ego's inability to manage the conflict between the opposing demands of the id and the superego. abnormality cause የሚሆነው መቼ ነው? መጀመሪያ እንዳልነው አንዳንድ ጊዜ ego is executive of the personality, executive ነው ብለናል። ስለዚህ ያ executive የሆነው ሁለቱን ማኔጅ ማድረግ ሲያቅተው ሲሳነው ሰዎች ማድረግ የማይገባቸውን ወይንም abnormal behavior ሊያሳዩ ይችላል ወይንም ደግሞ inappropriately behave ሊያደርጉ ይችላሉ ነው። ስለዚህ ego's inability to manage the conflict between the opposing demands of the id and the superegos ማኔጅ ማድረግ ሲሳነው ሰዎች ባልተገባ ባህሪ ሊያሳዩ ይችላሉ። ሌላው according to psychological perspective, let's see the learning theories. Learning theory, inadequate or inappropriate learning attribute for abnormal behavior. Learning theories. Learning theory ምንድነው የሚለው? ህፃናት በሚያዩት ይማራሉ። learning by observation and imitating others, ሌሎችን በማየት ወይንም ደግሞ ሌሎችን በማስመሰል። ስለዚህ አንዳንድ ጊዜ wrongly ያልተገባ ትምህርት ወይንም ደግሞ ያልተገባ ነገር ኦብዘርቭ ሊያደርጉና ኢሚቴት ሊያደርጉ ይችላሉ ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ያ ያልተገባን ባህሪ ኦብዘርቭ በማድረጋቸውና ኢሚቴት በማድረጋቸው ምክንያት abnormal behavior ወይንም ደግሞ some kinds of mental illness cause ሊያደርግ ወይንም happen ሊያደርግ ይችላል ነው። ሌላው cognitive view believe that people's ways thinking about events in their life determine their emotional and behavioral patterns ብሎ ያምናሉ ማለት ነው። So these are the basic causes of or the possible causes of psychological disorder or mental illness. Let's see the types. There are three basic types of psychological disorder. Psychological disorder is a condition characterized by abnormal thoughts, feeling, and behavior. Psychopathology is the study of psychological disorder, including the symptoms, etiology, that means their causes, and treatment. There are different types of psychological disorder. The first one is mood disorder. Mood disorder is a series of change in mood that causes disruption to life activities. For example, if you have a mood disorder, your general emotional state or mood is distorted or inconsistent with your circumstance and interferes with your ability to function. There are two types of mood disorder. These are bipolar disorder and depressive disorder. Depressive disorder, it involves long period of extreme sadness, hopelessness, and or fatigue that lasts for 2 weeks or more. When we come to the bipolar disorder is a mental health condition defined by periods, better known as episodes of extreme mood disturbance. Bipolar affect a person's moods, thoughts, and behavior. ስለዚህ depressive disorder ከባይፖላር ዲስኦርደሩ የሚለይበት ምክንያት ምንድን ነው? የዲፕሬሲቭ ዲስኦርደር ለአጭር ጊዜ የሚቆይ የሙድ ቼንጅ ነው። በሀዘን ውስጥ ለሳምንታት ወይንም ከዛ በላይ ለዘለቀ ጊዜ መቆየት፣ ተስፋ መቁረጥ፣ የህመም ስሜቶች፣ እነዚህ ለረጅም ከሁለት ሳምንትና ከዛ በላይ ለሆነ ጊዜ የሚቆዩ ከሆነ that disorder is called depressive disorder. Bipolar ሲሆን ግን severe ነው ማለት ነው። condition mental health condition defined by periods better known as episodes of extreme mood disturbance. extreme የሆነ severe የሆነ mood disturbance bipolar disorder የሚባለው ማለት ነው። So bipolar affects our person moods, thoughts and behavior. There are two forms of bipolar. ሁለት ያለው የባይፖላር ታይፑ hypomania እና mania የሚባለው. Hypomania is a milder form of mania and hard to sustain. አብሮ ለመቆየት ከመቆየት አንፃር ሚድ ነው hypomania የሚባለው። mania is a severe form of mood disorder ነው mania የሚባለው። ይሄኛው hypomania የሚባለው is a milder form of mania ነው። mania is a severe form of mood disorder ነው። ስለዚህ severe mood disturbance mania ይባላል። ሚደር የሚባለው ደግሞ መካከለኛ የሚባለው የሙድ ዲስተርባንስ ደግሞ ሃይፖማኒያ ይባላል ማለት ነው። በአጠቃላይ there are four major subtypes of mood disorder based on the intensity and severity. ከክብደትና ከቆይታ አንፃር እነዚህን የሙድ ዲስኦርደሮች በአራት ከፍለን ማየት እንችላለን። አንደኛው major depression ነው, also known as depression or clinical depression, is characterized by depressed mood, diminished interest in activities previously enjoyed, weight disturbance, sleep disturbance, loss of energy, difficulty concentrating, and often includes feeling of hopelessness and thoughts of suicide. These are the major depression. When we come to the dysthymia is often considered a lesser but more persistent form of depression. Lesser ነው ከክብደት ከሲቪሪቲ አንፃር less ነው የሙድ ዲፕሬሽኑ less ነው ግን ለረጅም ጊዜ አብሮን የሚቆይ form of depression ነው dysthymia የሚባለው. Many of symptoms are similar except to a lesser degree. ከዲግሪው ማነስ በስተቀር ሜጀር ዲፕሬሽን ላይ ያየናቸው ምልክቶች በሙሉ dysthymia ላይ ይታያል ማለት ነው። ባይፖላር ዲስኦርደር ላይ ስንመጣ previously known as manic depression manic ብለን ያነሳነው ነው is characterized by periods of extreme high and extreme lows as in a major depression. ይሄ በከፍተኛ ሁኔታ ከፍ ያለ የሙድ ዲስኦርደር በዛውም ጊዜ ደግሞ ዘለግ ላለ ጊዜ አብሮን የሚቆይ የሙድ ዲስኦርደር አይነት ነው ባይፖላር ዲስኦርደር. Bipolar disorder is subtype either extreme or hypermanic episodes. ባይፖላር 1 እና ባይፖላር 2 ተብሎ ይከፈላል ማለት ነው። ኤክስትሪሙ ባይፖላር 1 ነው፣ ሞዴሬት ሌቭሉ ደግሞ ባይፖላር 2 ተብሎ ይቀመጣል ማለት ነው። Psychothymia, the four types of the depressive disorder, it's like dysthymia and major depression. Psychothymia is considered as a lesser form of bipolar disorder. አነስ ያለ ወይንም ደግሞ ከሲቪሪቲ አንፃር አነስ ያለ የሙድ ዲፕሬሽን ሳይክሎታሚያ ይባላል ማለት ነው። So these are the different types of mood depression, the four types of mood depression. The second types of mental illness is anxiety disorder. Anxiety disorder differ from normal feelings or nervousness or uneasiness and involves excessive fear or anxiety. However, anxiety disorder are treatable and a number of effective treatments are available. Anxiety disorder can cause people to try to avoid situations that trigger or worsen their symptoms. Anxiety affects job performance, schoolwork, and personal relationships. There are several types of anxiety disorder. Let's see. The first one is panic disorder. Panic is characterized by a series of panic attacks. A panic attack is an inappropriate, intense feeling of fear or discomfort, including many of the following symptoms. For example, heart palpitation, trembling, shortness of breath, chest pain, and dizziness are the symptoms of panic disorder. The second type of disorder is agoraphobia. Agoraphobia literally means fear of the marketplace. It refers to a series of symptoms where the person fears and often avoids situations where escape or help might not be available, such as shopping centers, grocery store, or other public place. The other types of anxiety disorder is specific or simple phobia and social phobia. It represents an intense fear and often an avoidance of a specific situation, person, place, or thing. The fourth one is obsessive compulsive disorder. It is characterized by obsession, thoughts, which seem uncontrollable, and compulsion, behaves, which act to reduce the obsession. The fifth one is post-traumatic stress disorder. It occurs only after a person is exposed to a traumatic event where their life or someone else's life is threatened. The most common examples are war, natural disasters, major accidents, and severe child abuse. The other is generalized anxiety disorder. Is diagnosed when a person has extreme anxiety in nearly every part of other life. The third types of mental illness is called personality disorder. A personality disorder is a type of mental disorder in which you have rigid and unhealthy pattern of thinking, functioning, and behavior. It is characterized by an enduring pattern of thinking, feeling, and behaving which is significantly different from the person culture and result in negative consequences. There are around 9 types of personality disorder. The first one is paranoids. Paranoid includes a pattern of distrust and suspiciousness. The other is schizoid, pattern of detachment from social norms and restriction of emotion. The schizotypal is pattern of discomfort in a close relationships and eccentric thoughts and behaves. Antisocial is a pattern of disregard for the rights of others, including violation of these rights and the failure to feel empathy. The fifth one is a borderline. Borderline is a pattern of instability in personal relationship, including frequent bouts of clinginess and affection and anger and resentment, often cycling between these two extremes rapidly. The sixth one is histrionic. Histrionic pattern of excessive emotional behaviors and attention seeking. The seventh one is narcissistic. Narcissistic is one of the personality disorder which is pattern of grandiosity, exaggerated self-worth, and need for admiration. The eighth is avoidant. Avoidant is pattern of feelings of social inadequacy, low self-esteem, and hypersensitivity to criticism. The last one is obsessive compulsive personality disorder. It is a pattern of obsessive cleanness, perfection, and control. So these are the types of personality disorder. So what are the treatment techniques? Treatments of mental illness can take various forms. They can be include medication, talk therapy, a combination of both, and can last only one session or take many years to complete. Psychotherapy consists of the following. The first one is a positive, healthy relationship between a client or patient and a trained psychotherapist. The second one is recognizable mental health issues, whether diagnosable or not. The third one is agreement on the basic goals of treatment. The fourth one is working together as a team to achieve these goals. So these are the important criteria that we need to follow the procedures in the process of psychotherapy. What are the treatment approach? The approach, first and foremost, empathy is very important. It helps us to understand his or her client's feelings, thoughts, and behavior. The second one is being non-judgmental is vital if the relationship and treatment are going to work. The therapist must have experience. And the fourth one is to help the client reduce negative symptoms, gain insight into why these symptoms are occur, and work through those issues and reduce the emergence of symptoms in the future. So these are the approach. What are the common theories? One of the theory that are we use to solve psychological problem are behavioral therapy. In the behavioral therapy, this type of therapy focuses on helping the client understands how changing his or her behavior can eventually lead to change in how they are feeling. Emphasis is made on focusing on increasing the person's engagement in positive or socially reinforcing activities. Behavior therapy aims to substitute undesirable behaviors response with desirable ones. The other approach or the other mechanism is used cognitive therapy. According to cognitive therapy, dysfunction and difficulties as arising from irrational or faulty thinking can be a cause of psychological disorder. So how we feel is determined by what we think. The third mechanism that we use to cope up with some kinds of psychological disorder is psychodynamic theory. Psychodynamic therapy, it helps people to understand the roots of emotional distress, usually by exploring unconscious motives, needs, and defense. Aims to increase the client's self-awareness and understanding of the impact of the past on present behavior. Most mental health professionals nowadays are more eclectic in that they are studying how to treat people using different approaches. So there is no one effective mechanisms to cope up with different psychological or mental illness. So nowadays psychologists or psychotherapists are eclectic ማለት and effective የሆነ ሜካኒዝምስ የለም ማለት የአእምሮ ህመም ያለባቸውን ሰዎች ለመርዳት የሚያስችል አንድ ወጥ የሆነ ቴራፒክ ቴክኒክ የለም ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ከሶስቱን ወይንም ሁለቱን አንድ ላይ ያቀያየሩ በመጠቀም የሰውን ስነ ልቦናዊና አእምሮዊ ኮንዲሽንን ማከም ይቻላል ማለት ነው። So this is all about chapter 7 and see you on the coming audios. Until then, bye.